Welcome to the Cabin Light, a soft sleep story told in a warm, gentle voice designed to help you relax, unwind, and fall asleep. Step into a peaceful cabin tucked deep in the woods, where a warm fire glows, the wind whispers through the trees, and time slows to a comforting stillness. If you enjoy this story, consider subscribing for more sleep stories, calming voiceovers, and peaceful escapes. Hi there. You made it through the day. You don't need to fix anything right now. You don't need to figure anything out. It's time for you to rest. I want to tell you a little story. Not exciting, not urgent, just something soft to carry you into sleep. It's not fancy, but it's comfortable and welcoming, and holds a kind of quiet you've been missing. The kind of quiet that wraps around you like a blanket. As the daylight slowly turns to dusk, you walk the path from the lake, listening to the crunch of gravel and moss beneath your feet. You take your time on the trail back from the lake. There's no rush, just the soft rhythm of your footsteps over gravel, over moss. A woodpecker knocks gently in the distance, somewhere deep in the trees, like he's not quite ready to call it a day. The old dog trots ahead, stops to sniff something invisible to you, then glances back like he's checking that you're still coming. You smile, because you always are. The path curves gently, and the trees open just a bit. You pause for no reason other than it feels good just to stand. You close your eyes and tip your head back just a bit to face the sky. There's a hush here, not silence, just stillness, the kind that fills your chest in the best way, the kind that makes you forget where your phone is or why you worried earlier. The old dog runs along beside you, sniffing through the undergrowth as he makes one more check for any birds or small animals he may have missed on your earlier trip to the lake. The dog, a yellow lab, your best friend, faithful, slightly overweight, just like you, the perfect pair. You look up and see the cabin in the near distance. Deep brown, a small front porch, and in desperate need of an update. Which you would never do because it's perfect as it is. You step onto the porch, and the sound of worn wooden boards creaks softly beneath your feet, welcoming you back. Back to a place without phones, without schedules, just you and the dog. The evening air smells fresh and clean. A mix of pine, moss, and leaves. It's not cold, but it is crisp. Just crisp enough that makes you want to head inside. You push open the cabin door, and it squeaks in that familiar way. The kind of sound that belongs, and the old dog pushes past you to claim a spot on the rug in front of the fireplace. Inside it's dim and warm and smells like home. A single lamp by the window gently bathes the room in a golden soft light, while the fireplace quietly crackles. After fixing a warm cup of tea and stoking the fireplace, you notice the rocking chair, the one that fits just so, and it's waiting for you. There's a quilt draped over the back of the couch, a quilt you remember your mother making when you were small. She used bits and pieces of cloth from you and your father's old shirts. When you look at it, you see a bit of soft blue fabric that used to be your father's work shirt. Even though they're gone from this earth, a part of them will always be here in the cabinet. You pick up that quilt and wrap it around your shoulders and feel the soft, worn cotton brush against your face. The quilt shifts slightly as you settle into the chair. You pull it up a little higher, like you used to as a kid when the fire was the only light in the room. You can smell the faintest trace of cedar, maybe cinnamon, ghosts of meals and fires from long ago. You glance towards the bookshelf, still dusty, still full of paperbacks, yellowing pages, and a jigsaw puzzle that no one's finished in years. You tell yourself you might finish it this week. You won't, and that's fine. Somewhere behind the walls, the cabin makes one of those soft, settling creaks, like it's breathing with you. As you take your sip of tea, you think of past winters spent here. Snow piled high against the porch, and the sound of boots clunking onto the mat. The dog covered in flakes and looking deeply offended by the cold. You chuckle under your breath at the memory, and then let it go. As you settle into the chair, you can feel the heat of the fire warm your legs, and you begin to watch the shadows from the fireplace play across the floor and the walls. The day slowly plays back to you in your mind. The walk through the woods, the hours sitting by the lake listening to water lap against the shore, and the gulls calling each other as they float above the bay. There are only a few places in this world that are this magical, and you reflect on the rare gift you've been given. Outside, the wind whispers through the trees, and it starts to slowly quiet your mind. The lake, still as glass, and moonlight drapes across it like silk. In the distance, you can hear an owl calling to its mate. Soft and low, mellow and comforting. You breathe in and out in a rhythmic pattern as you feel your body relax and drift slowly towards sleep. Your thoughts drift in and drift back out like clouds over the water. And the old dog, big, warm, and quiet, lifts his head from the rug, sighs, and settles back down, knowing you're okay. You close your eyes, while the rocking chair creaks gently beneath you. The fire crackles, and the lamp glows on just a little longer, just enough light to remind you you're safe, you're home, and you're not alone. You start to let go. You let yourself drift, knowing the world can wait. And it does. Outside, the trees sway slightly. Soft pine needles brushing against one another in slow rhythm. The lake holds still, and the stars reflect in it, just barely. The fire hums, low and steady. The dog doesn't move, neither do you. No clocks, no demands, just this moment. The light in the lamp softens and fades, and sleep finds you.